Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and we're back today with weekly update number 29. Hopefully, one of the last couple that I do on my own. But at any rate, let's move on and talk about what happened this week. Week in review. So, couple interesting things. First and foremost, I actually got sick over the weekend. I had food poisoning or a stomach bug or something on Saturday. Didn't stream Saturday night. It was just I was not feeling well. I maybe could have pulled it off. I really wasn't feeling it. Thankfully, I got better really quick and everything. And I appreciate all the kind words from everybody that said no problem and get better and stuff when I had posted a few things about not streaming on Saturday. So thank you for that. And we'll be back at it this coming Saturday is the plan. But I just wanted to address that. I'm looking forward to streaming again. I haven't really been able to do much building the last 2 weeks because of kind of being down for the count over the weekend. But the next thing, before I forget, because I actually should have mentioned this last week, so you guys may or may not remember a few weeks back we had that whole incident. Somebody said they didn't like my face. I wore a Spider-Man mask. It was hilarious. Life was good, and everybody's been asking, and by everybody I mean like two people, have been asking on a fairly regular basis if that individual Nathan actually made the purchase he promised, because as part of that he kind of promised that he would spend $200 if I did wear a mask or a costume or whatever, and he did. He made a purchase during that big restock, and I actually should have a screenshot here. He sent me his order thing. I asked him if it was okay to share it with the world because everybody was curious. So thank you, Nathan, for your purchase and everything. Really, the whole thing was kind of a fun experience, and I think overall a net positive for everybody. So just wanted to share that since people have been asking. Moving on though, the other stuff that's going on. Hopefully later today, once I get some time, we'll be making a formal offer to somebody for the second Mecha Minion position. Interviewed a couple people this week. One definitely stood out to me, kind of head and shoulders above, and I think would be a good fit. Of course, time will tell, but I'm hoping that he will be a good addition to the team, and we'll get that done. And I'm like 3/4 of the way through interviewing for the media position. I've interviewed a few people. I've got, I'd say, a front runner in my mind, but I've got one more interview coming up on Monday that I need to do before I make a final decision, and I'll hopefully be sending out offers for that, or an offer for that soon after. I'm really looking forward to that. I've just been kind of overwhelmed. This week's been a little bit busy, and with everything going on, like I was just reflecting this morning how much more I could have gotten done today, like in terms of restocking stuff that came in that I need to build listings for and things like that sooner, if I didn't have to spend several hours working on editing and video cuts and that kind of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to having help for that, and I'm just excited in general to be able to grow the team and kind of keep things going in that regard. So really looking forward to that. And I think that's, oh, and then the one other thing, this is a little interesting story. So we got a bunch of small shipments this week. One of those shipments included the machine Draymon. It's a Digimon kit. We had some pre-orders placed for it. We kind of got lucky and unlucky at the same time. So the good news is that we got enough in for those pre-orders. The bad news is we got far less than what we had ordered. I'd ordered, a case or two of the kit, and I only got 3. And thankfully I only had 3 pre-orders, so that worked out kind of well. But the disappointing thing was that anytime I get less than full case quantities, the likelihood that one of those is damaged is higher. And I think I outright called it. I was telling my wife as soon as I found out only 3 were coming, is that, if I got 3 coming, that means like 2 of them are going to be damaged. And lo and behold, 2 were damaged. I've already reached out to those customers, offered an additional discount for those individuals, and we got everything kind of resolved. And so thank you to those customers that were willing to work with me on that. I was supposedly lucky that I got 3 because they ran out. And I guess this is what they're trying to change at Bluefin with their new policies of confirming pre-orders and orders before they actually send back the confirmation, instead of just saying like, yeah, sure, we'll get them. This order was placed a while ago, last year sometime, and back before they changed that policy. And so I guess they just didn't make enough or didn't get enough imported to the US, and I just happened to basically get the last 3. So it's unfortunate. I'm unhappy about it. Thankfully, everything mostly worked out well. And hopefully that won't be a problem in the future, but kind of goes to show you how things work sometimes, and why I've been so reluctant to take pre-orders without having some sort of confirmation, because you never know what can happen. And hopefully this kind of thing will happen less and less, or not at all in the future. But that's the situation, I guess. So speaking of restocks, so let's move on and talk about restocks. We got some exciting stuff this week. First one I'll talk about is this new customized scene base city area version. This is a 30-minute missions related thing. I don't think they're branded as 30-minute missions necessarily from Bandai, but it's definitely kind of goes hand in hand with it. And I love this, let's see if I can get it to show up without too much glare. I love this design. It basically gives you buildings and like elevated roads. So if you wanted to build like a dense urban environment for your Gundams or your 30-minute missions or whatever to be kind of posed in a 1/44th scale, it's kind of perfect for that. And I'm excited to see what people do with it, because some of the other ones, like the water scene version, people done some amazing kind of displays of their kits with it. And I think this one, especially with some painting and a little bit of love, could look really good and be a shortcut to building like a small city scene. We also got the real grade Ava Unit 00 in, a fairly popular kit before. We've got, did I not grab that? I thought I grabbed that. What's wrong, man? There you go, high grade Goof Custom. Goof Custom's an awesome design, so a high grade of it is awesome to have back in stock. High grade Wing Gundam, number 162, and the high grade Penelope. We've got, I think, 1 or 2 other kits than what I mentioned here, and also the new Entry Nipper gray version. So if you've used the Entry Nipper before, or maybe you haven't, it's an inexpensive nipper option. They're only like $7, $8, $9, something like that. I forget what we have them listed for off the top of my head, but they are a great first set of nippers, great for kids. They're pretty durable. I think you're unlikely to break them, and if you were, it's an $8 pair of nippers, not a $50 pair of nippers like the God Hands say. Good for like rough work, cutting through runners, as opposed to just cutting off the gates and stuff like that. Not going to be as good for fine, clean work, but again, great for kids. Great for like a pair of kind of utility nippers that you're not worried about damaging or destroying, doing stuff that you really shouldn't do with your good nippers. We also have a large splash restock. This is our first splash restock in a while, and it's especially exciting. They're bringing back the Essentials line, which we haven't really stocked. It's got a bunch of colors, so if you've used like the Mecha color line, there's only a few colors. Got just a few of them here. I don't know what showing you paint bottles necessarily is going to do to show you anything about the paint, but they're solid lacquer paint brand, and the Essentials line adds like 20, 30 more colors over the 12 that's in the Mecha color line, so it gives you a lot more options for some of those in-between kind of colors. We also restocked the Candy Coat series, the candy series that they added, which is pretty cool. We now have the full Prism line, which is a new line. Again, these are kind of like special effect kind of colors that give you kind of a flashy vibe. I don't really know too much more about them than that, but what I do know is that one of our competitors got restocked with these a week or 2 ago. Their shipment apparently didn't get delayed like mine did, but they apparently sold out pretty darn fast, is what the rumors I'm hearing. So I don't know how long these will last, or if I bought enough. So if you're into splash paints and you're looking for any of those specifically, I would jump on that while you get the chance. And if we sell out, we'll try to restock as quickly as we can after that. One other note on restocks while we're here, I've got a whole ton of stuff that came in, a lot of non-Gundam stuff, Star Wars, Machine and Krieger, Toy Story, kits in those franchises that we will be restocking next week for sure. If I happen to get through editing very quickly today, I might have enough time to start building the listings for that shipment, in which case I'll try to restock it this week. So it might be worth taking a look if you're into any of that stuff, just to see if I got around to it. No guarantees, but if it's not in this week, we'll have it next week, which is exciting stuff. So I think that's it for restocks this week. So let's move on to Q&A. So Q&A, question and answer. This is when I answer questions from you, the viewer here. If you have any questions you would like answered, please post them down in the comments below, and I will try to answer it for you in next week's video. So let's get into it. So the first question is from Dennis D. Would you ever get an anime tattoo of your favorite Gundam from MS-08, or at least put a huge Gundam decal on your car? So those are kind of two separate questions. So to answer the first one, no, I definitely would not get a Gundam tattoo. Not because I'm not into Gundam, but more because I'm not into tattoos. It just doesn't seem like a good use of my money. And if I'm going to put something on my body, it has to be something that I don't think I will ever lose interest in. The only tattoo I've ever put any sort of thought into has been a karate tattoo, because it's been my life since I was 7. So, getting up there almost 30 years in a few years. So there's a kanji that we wear on the uniform on our chest, and I've thought about having that tattooed on my chest. I've never done it. I don't think I ever will do it, but that's like the only tattoo I've ever actually thought about any sort of seriousness. As far as putting a Gundam decal on my car, I'm not a bumper sticker guy. I don't really put stuff on my car. I might put a Mecha Warehouse or Gundam sticker on my truck at some point maybe. Although we had a interesting post on Instagram. Someone submitted their motorcycle that had, it was a Ducati, I think, that did a Gundam Destiny like paint scheme and detailing on with like warning decals and stuff like that. It looks awesome. It got me thinking how awesome it would be to be able to like wrap a car in a full detail car wrap or something. But I don't know that unless the business was going to do it, I don't know that I would ever do it, because I don't know, I'm a fairly private person. I try not to make waves unless I'm trying to make waves, and I generally don't like to be flashy, so I don't think I would do that either. Okay, next question from MWG. Great video. My question, I know it's been brought up in your streams multiple times, but when are we getting Mecha Warehouse cookies packed with our orders? So this is a great question too. So for anyone who's not aware, if you're not watching the live streams, my wife is big into making cookies. She does the sugar cookie thing. She's made some really cool Gundam related cookies and mecha related cookies. She did some Haros around back around Valentine's Day that were pretty cool. Tasted good too. And but most recently she made a cookie that is the Blue 01 robot head hand painted on a cookie. I think it took her probably like 10-15 hours to do it, so I don't think that would be something done at scale. But it was really cool, and so we've joked about putting cookies in orders or selling cookies. I don't know that that'd be anytime soon, because I think to mail order cookies, we definitely have to either mail order or ship cookies to people on a commercial basis. We need certain licensing, like get our home kitchen certified or something, or have a commercial kitchen that we could use, and some other things like that. So I don't think it would happen anytime soon. I would love someday to be able to offer cookies, at least in the warehouse, to customers. So maybe someday, and I think we may have this conversation again in a couple of years, maybe. We'll see. All right. Isboy Fun Shop says, "Hey Nick, I just bought a MG Blitz that's back ordered. How is that? How does it work? Is it like pre-orders? And if I don't buy Dual and Buster MGs that are on back order, you think I'll get another chance later? Hoping for that Hoggies 3 sticker too." So I'm slightly confused. I don't know where you bought your Blitz back order from. It definitely wasn't us. We don't offer back orders. I only offer pre-orders on things that are coming in because back orders are harder to confirm. Now that they're doing the confirmed orders, basically my whole philosophy on back orders is that the whole thing is lame. Some of our biggest competitors will take your money for kits that they don't have, and they don't know when they're getting. I think that's bullshit, to be quite frank. And if you guys are watching, you should change your practices, because I know a couple of you watch my videos. They're not. It's a dumb practice, really, because you're taking money for things that you don't know when you're going to get. None of us know until we get the order. And even once you get the order, you don't know how many you're getting until it's been confirmed. Now that they've changed the process. It's the same thing with pre-orders. People offering pre-orders the second a kit is announced. It's lame, quite frankly. Like, it makes sense. Customers want to buy them. You want to jump on that opportunity. But it's stupid because you don't know how many you're going to get. Some number of people are going to get screwed by it because they're going to be one of the later people to buy it. You're going to get less than you expected, and then they're going to have to wait who knows how long in order to get it. And so that's kind of that. MG Blitz, Dual, and Buster we have on order. I know that Bluefin just got their shipment of them, so we should be getting our shipment of those 3 being sent out hopefully any day now, at least in the next week or 2. And so we should be getting those very soon. And I'm not sure what you're talking about, the Hoggies 3 sticker. Maybe the Delpy? I'm not sure. But if that's what we'll hopefully have it. If not, we'll restock it. So anyway, moving on. Got one more question, I believe. Yes, this was a question actually from last week. I was about to answer it. In fact, I tried to half-heartedly answer it, but I didn't have all the information I needed. So I saved it for this week so I could get and answer it correctly. So MJRL Hobby Stuff asks, question, MW Blue 01, your mascot mech, is it based on any particular MS? And has anyone done a custom builder tribute? So yes, there are some influences, and I'll go over those in a second. And but as far as a custom build, I haven't seen one yet. If someone has made one or is thinking about making one, let me know. And actually, I think Nickel Models has said, he's the person who drew the full drawing of that you should reach out to him if you want, and he can help point out which pieces are from different things and might help you figure out how you might actually do that. But to answer the question about some of the influences, so Nickel Models, I asked him about this right after I tried to answer it last week and couldn't. And he said, a little bit of Gypsy Danger from the first film, but I drew a lot of influence from the Nerve Ash, from Eureka 7, and the Exia. Little touches of Astray and Evangelions with a few other mechs and bits mixed in. So it kind of gives you an idea of what's there, and possibly some ideas on where you might get some design influence or parts if you're going to try to kit bash and build one. So I think that's all I got for questions this week. Again, if you would like your question answered, please post it down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer your question. Thank you for watching, as always, and we'll catch you next week. Later.